we're back with another season, season 3. We're back like we never left, thanks to the Supporting Black Canadian Communities Initiative.
So yeah, what's going on? We're in the ANS Lab studio. We're super excited to get into season 3 to dive deeper.
All right, so for today's episode, we're just going to talk about some updates on what we've been up to in our lives. We're also going to give y'all a little bit of a reflection on the previous seasons and what we've learned from previous guests. Then we'll also tell you guys what to expect for this new season.
I got some questions for Aaliyah because she's in med school. This is your first year, right?
Yeah.
So what led up to you getting to med school?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy because I think last time you would have done the first episode for season 2, I would have been waiting for the news on whether or not I got accepted. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm in my first year, and what led me to this journey? I mean, it can go all the way far back, but to make a long story short, there's different elements of like family, community, relatives, and their experiences with healthcare, preventative medicine, things like that, that kind of led me to the path that I'm on now. And also, I feel like to be able to pursue medicine, like that in itself is a privilege too. So having like a supportive community, a supportive network of people, like community members like you and everybody else to support me on that journey, like it just makes me not want to take that opportunity for granted and to pursue medicine. So yeah. But in terms of the application process, it was a lot. I wrote the MCAT. I had to do some applications. I only applied to Dal Med. That was a school that I wanted to get into. Did some applications, built up my, what's it called, CV, resume, whatever they want to call it. Then I applied and I was waiting for the interview. The interview was actually the part that I was the least worried about. As weird as it sounds, sometimes people are more nervous about that. But I was like, once I get to be face to face with someone, I was like, okay, I'll be able to handle that. But yeah, the process was pretty smooth. People were supportive. I performed on the MCAT the way I wanted to perform because I set my own goals. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, because like don't ever let someone else try to like make you not feel good about an outcome that you tried to achieve or whatever goals you're achieving for yourself, because realistically the only person you're competing with is yourself, right? So I kind of went into the MCAT with that. I had a goal, I met that goal, applied, and just yeah, let hard work and faith do the rest.
And then you got in and she's in her first year of med school. That's super dope. So was there any one specific moment that was like, that you can think back to that was like that aha thing that said, I'm gonna go pursue medicine?
Yeah. It's crazy because I feel like the older I get, but only like
Still a
23.
baby.
I feel like I start to realize there's so many moments that made me want to pursue medicine and what that looked like. But I'd say more so the main reason would have been like a while back when I was younger, my grandmother had passed away from colorectal cancer, and that was like a preventable cancer, right? But at that age, I didn't really understand that. So I would kind of believe in like, oh, like maybe I could pray and get her back, right? I saw the impact on my family, on my mom, and yeah, on the community. And as I got older, I started to realize, okay, I might not be able to pray and get her back in the flesh like that. But I started to kind of shift my lens, like, oh, maybe there's ways I can kind of do research or something, cancer research or healthcare in general, and then kind of going from like a trying to want to get her back to more of like what are ways to kind of prevent that for other community members, because there's certain, like especially with something that's like preventable, like colorectal cancer, um there's certain things that can be barriers to why someone might not get caught early, because with that cancer, if you get screened early and you're proactive about it, there's ways to prevent it, but when you get caught at a later stage, it's not as yeah, the outcomes kind of get a little, the prognosis is a little not as well. So yeah, when I was younger, I was like, "Oh, maybe research." Then for some reason, I started to turn to like neurosurgery. I don't know what I was talking about and all that. I mean, put my money on it. If I end up doing that after, then great. But I just started kind of like exploring and thinking, oh, like maybe a career in medicine would be like fulfilling, and also wanting to like as I got older to communicate with people, to build relationships with people, to help them become like advocates in their own healthcare and stuff too. And then community and all that good stuff kind of motivated me to. So there wasn't really like an exact light bulb moment, but I feel like the people around me and the community members that are around me kind of shaped what medicine could look like and would look like if I pursued it.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a real purpose-driven reason why you're pursuing it.
Mhm.
And I feel like that would give you ample motivation to push through and be like, okay, well, what if my mom or my dad or someone else in my family gets sick? I want to be able to be the person that knows and has the information to save them. Is that kind of?
Yeah, definitely. Like to be able to kind of to help people almost become, like, experts in your own, like, advocacy for health and stuff like that, like, because even when it came to finding out that colorectal cancer was preventable, it's because my mom actually, when her mother passed away, she made, like, this, what's it called? Like a YouTube video that kind of was speaking to, like, how it was preventable and, like, just speaking to colorectal cancer and stuff like that, and it kind of inspired me too, because 'cause I'm like, "Oh my goodness, like, I learned something from this, so I will know, like, at the time that I'll have to do screening and I'll have to do certain things like that." So kind of, like, helping other people and family members that are here to kind of prevent things and to keep them in good health. So
So
it's good.
with your grandmother being that big source of inspiration, are you still connected with her today? Does she still push you when it comes to like it's hard right now, but like I'm gonna push through for you, nanny?
Yeah,
Or
that's a good question. I feel like, yeah, there are some nights that, yeah, I'll think about I'll kind of just reflect. I think more broadly just with, like, all my loved ones and everyone in my life and, like, spiritually and stuff, just thinking, like, yeah, there are some nights where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is tough," but, like, there's purpose to it.
mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, and then I also find that purpose as well through, like, family, relatives, mentorship, like, the mentees and youth around me that are inspired to do it, so,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think it's important for the audience to understand that like with finding your purpose in life, it can be tied to something that you've either experienced or someone that you love experienced, and that can be a really great driving force in your life to where you're able to succeed. You're able to use that as motivation, and I think that is a perfect way to like basically pursue something because a lot of people they can't find their purpose,
Yeah.
but then it's okay, well, what are the pain points in your life, like what have you been through or what has someone in your life been through that you may have not have wanted them to go through,
Mhm.
and if you have used that as your ambition or your driving force, then
Yeah.
that's going to push you to do and be all you can be.
Facts, facts, yeah, finding that purpose. Do you believe that people can have, like, multiple purposes, or how do
Oh,
you
100%, I
Yeah,
definitely believe it is. I feel like if you tap into one source of purpose, it allows you to realize like there is a purpose. Like we create like to me, I believe that we create the purpose. Like your nan passed. That was like there's beauty in that
mhm,
because it's a gift that gives you ambition.
yeah,
Not everybody's ambitious. Not everybody is purpose driven.
yeah,
So that's the gift that you have now, and that allowed you to pursue and achieve so many other things that
mhm.
you may have not have. You know?
Yeah, without that, yeah, 100%. Like, there's moments that are, like, pivotal as well, like, in your life and, like, lived experience and stuff that kinda, like, help you, like you said, find that purpose.
Don't mind the loud noises.
We are in the A&S lab space, you can hear the energy
Yeah.
that's going on out around us. But yeah, no, having those moments and, like, finding that purpose and, like you said, finding those multiple purposes and stuff through that,
Yes,
for
it's
sure.
funny that you asked about the multiple purposes. I feel like some folks they don't really dive they some folks might not dive into like what is their purpose.
Mhm.
And I feel like if you don't know what your purpose is, that's your purpose to find your purpose.
Yeah.
Like that's what I always try to philosophize or let people know is like try to figure it out because that's gonna give you that driving energy.
Yep.
Like I was super relating to what you were saying about your grandmother because I got two brothers that are diabetic.
Mhm.
And I remember one was diabetic when we were real young, and then one got diabetes when he was 17. And like I cried as like a young adult, or I was like probably 16,
Mhm.
and I cried thinking like, why did God make him have diabetes,
Yeah.
and like why it wasn't in me? Because I knew the thought of like, frig, I would never want diabetes,
Yeah.
but then I also was like, I wanted to have that same inspiration, but like I'm not that like um medically inclined or like academically inclined.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I didn't pursue it, but I thought like
Mhm.
if I could go and do something and figure out a cure,
Mhm.
because I feel like that is the thing you have to believe that you can do it.
Mhm.
And like I definitely don't believe I can find a cure for diabetes. So like I did not pursue it,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's the thing that we kind of have to figure out with purpose
Yeah.
is like or the ambition, we got to figure out, okay, can we do it?
Yeah.
And if someone instills in that you know you can do it,
Yeah.
then you'll pursue it. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's probably like the coupled thing that has to go with purpose and believing in yourself.
I agree. Yeah, ambitions. Yeah, finding that purpose, ambitions, having people around you that like you kind of like tell yourself that you can do it, having people that don't stop you from thinking that you can't do it, like giving you kind of like the space and the support to chase dreams and be ambitious. But speaking of ambitions, I kind of want to put it back to you.
I want some one more thing
Okay,
for you
go
go quick.
ahead, go ahead.
So the belief, because now we've got the purpose, the belief, who or what instilled that belief that made you know like, okay, I can go to med school, I can do this, I could become a doctor.
It definitely I feel like family and mentors in my life definitely helped me get that feeling, but I feel like ultimately where it had to start from and where it came from was myself. I
Mm.
had to instill that belief in myself because how do I word this? It's almost like it's one to have other people believing in you that you're capable of doing something and dreaming of doing something, but if you don't believe it within yourself that you can do that, um, you're almost limiting yourself. You're almost like doubting yourself, and it took time for me. Like sometimes even being in medical school, sometimes I doubt, and I'm sitting there before an exam, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is hard, like da da da. Da. But I have people around me that reassure me and support me and help me with like pursuing and not limiting myself, but ultimately it always comes back down to, do I believe in myself as well to be able to pursue whatever it may be? And yeah, as long as I tap into that, then I feel confident to have people around me as well to help fuel it too.
Yeah, that's dope. Keep that energy. Keep
Yeah.
keep that flowing. So I know coming up from a young age, you were into sports. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure you played basketball.
Yeah.
So maybe how did that, like being good at basketball,
Mhm.
not saying I know you're good, but like I heard you were all right on the court. So
Alright.
how did that translate to the confidence and like the belief in yourself? Is that
Oh
an
yeah.
integral part?
That is, yeah, a big part. I mean, I started hooping when I was 6 years old, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't even dribble a ball at 6. They were saying double dribble, double dribble. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm playing with the ball. And like they had to literally break down like what double dribbling was for me
Yeah.
because
Oh,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
you're
I didn't
good.
know what the hell you talking about.
Yeah, no. 6 years old, I think, is when I started. I'm just trying to think of the timeline. I think originally yeah, I started ball, and then I ended up actually leaving it originally because I remember I was at a practice, and I was with a coach, and I think I was playing with the guys, and then, like, the coach, like, gave me a chest pass, but then I couldn't really catch the chest pass, so I walked out crying, I'm like, "I don't wanna play this no more, da 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 da." Ended up leaving, and then I can't remember the timeline, not too long after that, I think I started going to, like, the Canada Game Center with my dad. So to shout out CGC for the banner back in the day. But, yeah, I started going to CGC with my dad and hooping, like, more one-on-one and, like, practicing and things like that, and I found that, like, I was kind of building my confidence, and my dad was helping to, like, push and challenge me with the training and stuff to build my confidence. So, yeah, then I ended up, playing with the Y, I ended up playing away as well in Ontario, and
So you were a Panther through and
yeah,
through.
shout out the
Okay, shout out. Hey,
shout out the Y
no,
Panthers.
no disrespect.
No, shout out the Bulls too, I can't even lie, shout out the Bulls. But, yeah, no, I was playing with the Panthers, for a little bit, and then I went away for school for 2 years in Ontario, for prep ball at TRC,
And this was what age or what grade?
around 14.
Okay.
So I was, like, decently young enough where I'm like, "Oh my goodness, this is, like, a big move," but I enjoy that I made that move, and that my family kind of pushed me to help make that decision as well
It's
because I
cool
think it's
because
good.
a lot of the stuff that you say, it leads into something else that I want to ask. And because most friends or people that I know that went away for school, even
Yeah,
if they went away for a year or two,
yeah.
they always come back here with like bigger and broader ambitions.
Yeah, it does. It helps you because it almost, like, exposes you to a different environment, and it challenges you in different ways as well, like, especially with ball, for instance, like, the different pool of players and the different talent pools or, like, when you travel and play against different players and playing styles and stuff, like, it really challenged you, but it helped you motivate yourself to get better and to be able to compete with those players and show up. And especially, like, when you're one of the few, like, Nova Scotian athletes and stuff, like, you really wanna show up, right?
Hmm.
Because 'Cause you're like, "Oh my goodness." So yeah, going away, I highly, highly recommend and suggest it. Obviously, like, if everything financially aligns and if you have support systems, like, there were some people in Ontario too, like, shout out Coach Carice, my Uncle Jamie, all of y'all, and my cousins too, Jayla and all y'all. But having people there as well to support you while you're gone away, but, like, the lessons that you learn, the experiences that you have, like, it's so valuable because you come back home with, like, a similar perspective, but a different perspective,
Hmm.
like, some learning, some teachings, and you just come back home more confident as well.
And it touches on the last episode that we did on last season where
Yeah.
Neville and Corvell talked about their journeys going away.
Yeah,
You know that.
100%.
Yeah, that's super dope.
Yeah, because I feel like yeah, like, them when they were going away and stuff and, like, learning things, bringing things back, and kind of yeah, taking those lessons, bringing them here, and then helping others, like, yeah, it was just great. I think basketball, honestly, shout out to that sport. Unfortunately, I ended up, like, leaving it, just into, like, my first year of uni, but it was and still is an integral part of my life. Like, I wouldn't be where I'm at with the confidence that I have or how I bring myself to spaces without basketball. Like, transferable skills, like leadership, like, you know what I'm saying?
I know you the boss interviewee because
Okay.
I even forgot the question and you brought it right back.
I had to lock in real quick.
That's tough.
Yeah, no, I really wouldn't be where I'm at, without that because it's like it taught me life skills, like, in a like, through sport, it taught me some life skills that I could transfer to other areas of my life, whether it be in, like, the workplace and professional skills, leadership, teamwork, recognizing your strengths and your weaknesses, how to work on those things, how to also, like, help others tap into their strengths. Like,
Mhm.
sometimes you'll be on a team, and you might have a player that's a little bit more shy to do something, so you're trying to, like, pass the rock and be like, "Yo, like, shoot it," or do this and that. So, like, kind of taking that learning as well and putting it into other spaces, honestly, yeah, shout out to basketball, that's a real big part as to why I am where I am today and how I'm able to kind of, like, confidently bring myself to
Mhm.
spaces too, so
Yeah, that's dope. But I like how you touched on your grandmother being one of the things that gave you your purpose,
mhm,
and then leading into sports and how that built up your confidence, and then now getting to med school and like believing in yourself, knowing you're going to become a doctor, and then able to tell your story and give it back to the youth
mhm,
that might be looking up to you, like female youth that may be into sports,
mhm,
maybe into medicine, maybe had a family member that passed away,
yeah,
and they can use that as their driving force to whatever it is for their own self, you know? I
facts,
think it's I'm really like grateful that you're able to get this story and like share this with the world.
100%, and another thing, speaking of yeah, with youth and things, a big piece of advice, please do a bunch of different things, like, try new things and do new things. I probably been preaching the same thing since last season or the season before, but really just do new things because there's so many valuable learning things you get from them. Like, you might think sometimes when you're learning skills and learning things with basketball, whether it's dribbling, you might think, "Oh, it's just dribbling," and it's like, no, like, there's more that you're learning from these sports.
Mhm.
You're learning how to communicate. You're learning how to show up on days where you might not have the energy or the capacity to wanna show up, but you know for the team to deliver and to win that game, you have to show up. You learn to, like, time manage, you learn to lead, you learn to also follow as well in some areas and kind of, like, lead and follow. Um Obviously, the good stuff, you don't wanna follow in the bad stuff,
Mhm.
but kind of like following in leadership of other mentors or mentees or teammates and stuff and trusting in the people around you. It just teaches you a lot of really good values, and you wouldn't learn a lot of these different values in different settings if you didn't try new things, so
Mhm. Yeah,
definitely.
and touching on trying new things because you didn't just do basketball.
Mhm.
There's other things in your life that you do because one, you do the acting,
Yeah.
you do the modeling,
Mhm.
and so like I feel like people got to realize that there's so many things that they can participate in
Mhm.
that adds value to the whole being of who they are. And it's like you were saying is like try everything because that is what's going to fill up your cup at the end of the day. It's like
Yeah.
the basketball giving the confidence,
Mhm.
the modeling giving the confidence. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe if you want to touch on like the modeling experience and the acting that you've had.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, oh my goodness, all of this stuff really does add to confidence. I'll start with maybe acting, and then I'll tie into modeling, and then the way they both kind of like came together for some stuff. Acting, oh my goodness, how young was I? It was a lot, like probably the same age as basketball. But yeah, doing background acting roles and things like that. Like my parents are in the film industry. My mom's, what is she, assistant director, I think now, and my dad's locations manager, so they do a lot of that work, but back then
And to pause for
oh,
a
yeah, no
sec,
worries.
just because her family's in the industry doesn't mean that's why she got the opportunities because there's so many different opportunities for folks like us and you
Mhm.
that are out here, people that I know that we didn't grow up in the film industry. I didn't, my parents ain't, but I got opportunities. Like I was in a Kent commercial.
Yeah.
I just want to pause and tell you guys that there's opportunities out there. So if you're interested in doing acting or modeling, don't second guess yourself. Just go and try and put your best foot forward. It's just like anything else. You apply. You know what I mean? You got to do the what's the thing called when they you got to send in like the video clips?
Oh, auditions,
Audition,
interviews, yeah.
yeah. So you got to audition, audition, audition.
Yeah.
Even big actors that I know that are like top tier,
Yeah.
they have to audition, audition, audition. There's people that I know that pretend like they want to be actors, but then you do one audition a year, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
and
come
then don't
on,
wanna
man.
do
You know? So it's like you got to keep putting yourself out there, and that's how you'll get success. Success doesn't just come from the one-offs. It's
Mhm.
not gonna follow the sky. Okay, your mom and dad are in the industry, but you
Mhm.
still had to do auditions. You still had to put yourself out there, you
100%.
know?
Yeah, same with, like, my siblings as well, like, they ended up doing some of the acting and stuff as well, and then even I can't speak to how my parents really got into the industry, but even taking that step as well, because definitely we need more representation in, the film industry here and stuff too, so
And they
yeah,
need you. They like this
they do.
African Nova Scotian podcast, but like if you're African Nova Scotian and you're listening, they need you
Facts.
because there's roles that they need to fill with a black person. So
Mhm.
like if they need a black person, you gotta apply. If you don't apply, they gotta go into another pool. They may have to go into another city. They be bringing guys from Toronto here because they might not get enough people that need the look that they're looking for. And
Mhm.
you, if you're not applying,
Mhm.
then you can't get the opportunity.
Put yourself out there, man, put yourself out there. Yeah, no, so with acting though, I was younger that I would have started, shout out to Mr. D, that series
Okay,
was so
okay.
good.
I was on Mr. D drinking fake beers.
They were the best for the youth, especially with acting and stuff. It was really fun to do stuff like that. I think what was it? I had one clip, oh my god, I shouldn't even say this to you because you're gonna make me laugh, but at Trailer Park Boys when I was, like, real young. Yeah, it was a do not go
Trailer trash.
do
She
not
trailer
go
trash.
back. But, like, little gigs like that or whatever, cause like, it kind of it taught you to really one thing I liked about acting, I don't do it as much as I used to, but it was almost like you could kind of take on a character and, it would teach you to, like, remember lines and to kind of deliver, and you have cameras around you, so you get more comfortable with having
Mhm.
cameras and the
That
pressures and stuff like
exposure,
that.
that
Yeah.
exposure, yeah.
Yeah, and it builds your confidence too in the way, like, you communicate or deliver things, and then later on in life, like, there's times for other things, if the camera's in my face, I'm like, "Oh," like, from young, I was
Mhm,
like, "I've
mhm.
seen that before." Might
And
be
yeah,
a different group of people, but
yeah, a good example of it is just us. Like, go back to the very first episode that we did.
yeah.
It's like till now. It's like we've been doing this for so long. You guys might be like, "Oh, you guys are naturals," but it's like that in time, the effort, the continuously like we nervous. I'm nervous all the time when I get to start the episode or like when we're about to interview new people. It's like,
Yeah.
but you got to just push through that nervousness, get
Mhm.
the skill from doing, and then
Yep.
you get in front of the camera and it's nothing.
Facts, and that's another thing too, is I have this funny joke that I tell my friends where I, like, condition myself. If I'm actually nervous for something, I'll try to condition myself that I'm not nervous for it and tell my body that I'm excited or, like, I'm eager to do something rather than being nervous, and then it's,
Hmm.
like, almost conditioned yourself to think that it's, like, a confidence,
Yeah, because
even if you're
sometimes you
nervous.
are excited, you just misplace the feeling of not
Yeah,
knowing what it is. Like, what is that feeling? It's like,
yeah,
oh, I'm excited to actually do this and execute on it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important for us as like African Nova Scotian youth
Mhm,
and people to get ourselves out there, push ourselves out there. Like if we're from the black community, we only spend most of our time in our communities,
yep,
then we're not exposing ourselves to the opportunities that are in town.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? So
yep,
it's like going to university, it was foreign for me.
yeah,
It was foreign for you.
yeah,
It's like shit, no one from my community at Dow, no one, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
as you go there, you expose yourself to it. Now you're the one person that's at Dow. Now when the younger people come up, it's like, oh, there's someone like me at Dow, and then
yep,
you just build on that and build on that.
yeah,
And the idea of like, oh, there's no other black people. It's like we're 2% of the population.
yeah,
When you're in a class at Dow, odds are there's only supposed to be one black person in there
mhm,
out of like 30,
yeah,
and out of 100, there's only supposed to be two.
yeah,
So like you can't complain about that or dwell on it. You have to pursue what it is you want to, and you got to push through those little barriers that get in your way of like, oh, I don't feel accepted here. Oh, these people don't want me here. Oh, well, I want to be here because I want to succeed at what I'm trying to do.
yeah, yeah. Don't let, like yeah, your thoughts of, like, what other people don't want. It's like, nah, like, do what you have to do, bring yourself to that space and succeed and bring your best self. I
100%.
completely
Yeah,
agree with
because
that.
you're inspiring the young generation that's coming up because you're still young, but there's younger people that are coming up that are going to be able to look up to you.
Mhm,
And you're not a person that's like from community that's succeeding in certain areas
mhm,
that's not accessible, that's
mhm,
not here talking to the people.
yeah,
You're paving the way and showing the people, okay, you got a voice and they can listen
yeah,
and they can pursue your path. Like you're trailblazing, but they can follow that same path or they can trailblaze their own based off of seeing your path that you went. You know?
true, 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 and always, like, happy to help if you ever have questions about, like, anything, medicine, sports, anything like that, please do reach out to me. I'm happy to help with that. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just thinking about that timeline. What was it? Yeah, the acting. Sorry, to your
Yeah,
prior
yeah.
question, what was it? The acting and the modeling, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, so acting was, like, a good chunk of my life. I did that for a little bit, just got comfortable in front of cameras really and confident in, like, speaking and stuff like that. And then modeling. So I was so nervous to start modeling because when you're like an athlete, like I mean, shout out to the athletes. I feel like more now we're kind of like it's like a little bit more of a shift and things like that. But for myself, when I was an athlete, I was not wearing heels. I was not wearing nothing. So I was like, when was it Rodney? It might have been Rodney. In one of the meetings, I think he motivated me from one to kind of go to one of the castings for modeling. And I was like, oh yeah, 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 I'll do it. I didn't show up. I didn't show up because I was nervous because like I don't know how to walk in heels. I've never been like good at that stuff or comfortable in that. But then what happened was Solly, shout out to Solly as well. I think I reached out to her and I told her I'm like I'm interested in it, but I'm not confident,
Mhm.
and I kind of was like shy to go to that experience. So she let me come to the studio. It was actually in B&V Media's hallway. Shout out.
Shout out B&V,
Yeah.
our producers.
Yeah, shout out to them, man, because it was in that hallway that I think I did my first little walk, and then Soli was, like, hyping me up and then giving me feedback and, like, making me feel confident, and then from there, um, I'm trying to think of the timeline. Yeah, I got some opportunities, like, I was supposed to be doing spokesmodel, so since I was comfortable with, like, public speaking and stuff like that, I was supposed to be a spokesmodel, but then we ended up going to New York, and I think one of the designers, yeah, she was like, "Oh,
What's a
going to
spokesmodel?
fit." Oh, so spokesmodel is almost like how do I word that? Like, when you have a brand, you're kind of speaking to a
Or
brand
like
and
a
you're
spokesperson for the
yeah,
brand? Yeah.
yeah, a spokesperson for the brand, but in, like, a modeling capacity, so if there's any questions or things that's being directed, like, you kind of, like, have the PR to
Like
answer.
the spokesperson for Trev Clothing.
Okay. Shout out Trev Coffee. No, for real, and, like, yeah, I remember designer was like, "Oh, like, fitting me in an outfit," and I'm thinking, "I'm supposed to be doing the spokesmodel part, not the walking, right?"
Ah.
But having that confidence, that was from Kekai Koa. Having that confidence, it was just like, "Oh my goodness," I'm like, "This is wow, like, these people believe in me and they want me to" so it motivates you to, like, to train and to practice, and one thing that I really think is important is to always almost, like, give your all when you try new things as well, so I was, like,
Mhm.
training in my basement. I was using Melanie's shoes, like,
Mhm.
her heels that
How you
fit
do anything is how you do everything. So put
true.
your all into it is
Yeah.
gonna result in better results.
Facts, the quality of stuff. If you're not putting your all into something, it's hard to expect that same quality on the other end, so, like, always just bring your full to it. And you also end up leaving things not feeling as disappointed when you know you did what
Mhm,
you
mhm.
could. Like, you ever go to an exam and you're like, you know you didn't do what you could?
Oh, for sure.
You're like, "Oh, shoot."
I'm a 70s baby. You a 90s and a 95 baby. Okay, so
Yeah.
the one thing that I've learned from like having a fashion brand and
Mhm,
seeing like models and learning from you guys and Soli and them is that the look of the model
mhm,
doesn't really matter.
mm-mm. Yeah,
Like, cause you could think like, oh, that guy or that girl is like super handsome. They look good, but if they can't walk, if they can't show their confidence, if they can't like, if they didn't put the time and the practice in,
yeah,
that look doesn't mean nothing.
yeah. It's how you carry yourself for real. Like, I feel like yeah, and I feel like that applies to almost every space outside of that too, because I feel like if you have someone that walks into a space and they're comfortable in themselves and they're almost carrying themselves as if they belong in that
Mm-hmm.
space,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, it's just like it's just a different type of gosh, new school aura. It's a different type of like energy.
The aura, they got
The
aura, they got aura. Clock it, clock it.
aura.
Because that's one thing that I notice in terms of like,
Yeah.
you might have people that they're just like a handsome guy or a
Mhm,
beautiful girl, and they got friends and family that encourage like, oh, you should do modeling, you should do modeling,
mhm,
and they think that they just blessed with it
mhm.
and they can just do it. But it's like it ain't just because God give you the beauty and everything, but you got to put the work in,
Yeah.
and that's like when you think about like a Kobe. Kobe didn't have the skills.
Mhm. Yeah.
He had to cultivate all of that,
Yeah.
and then he became Kobe. So there's Kobe models out there that you might not have the look, but if you got the skill and you got the walk and you got the confidence,
Mhm.
you belong in there, and then you're gonna show the people like, I ain't gotta be blessed by God, but I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna bless myself and show
Yeah.
God like, look what I can do.
No, that's so true though, because yeah, like that's one thing, like, and then shout out to Soli as well with that because it's like there's a diverse group of models that will model with, and like she just emphasizes like just confidence and just carrying yourself a certain
Hmm.
way because that is so important. Like you said, like it's one, it might be an asset to maybe have like oh natural abs or oh this and that, but like if you're not using those assets and talents, like, to your advantage and actually, like, investing yourself into something, um, you're almost holding yourself back from your full
Mhm,
potential,
mhm.
right?
And it's so cool to see, like, all you guys grew up within Soli's ethos and just build up in that because it's such a good thing to see that, like, someone going from, like, no confidence to, like, now they're the top walking model, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, that's so cool to see. So,
Yeah.
shout out to you guys that built up the confidence and
Thank you.
all of the stuff that you've done that built you up to Aaliyah Arab Smith
Yeah.
and now soon to be, well, not soon to be, probably a few more years for your doctor, but, like, it's gonna be a lot of different experiences that you partake in to get to that Dr.
Yeah.
Arab Smith.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool though to see, cause like
Definitely,
knowing
man.
somebody.
Aw. Yeah, it's gonna be, what is it, 3.5 years before I get that, but it's exciting, and I also think too, it's nice to have extracurriculars and other stuff to do while you're pursuing fields like this,
Mhm.
because I think sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes it's like a narrative pushed where, like, when you're pursuing something, let's say, like, medicine or
Law.
yeah, law, engineering, or whatever it may be, right? Like, those type of fields where you think, like, that's everything that you have to do and
Mhm,
that's your whole
mhm,
identity, and one, I've never believed in that because I always like just doing other stuff with
mhm,
whatever
mhm.
I do. But two, I think that that in itself also contributes to, like, barriers in certain fields
Yeah,
in medicine because 'cause you're less accessible, you're not as
yeah.
personable in showing, you know?
And one of the things that it could do, it could mess up your identity
Yeah.
because if you're pursuing one thing, you got all your eggs in one basket, and then you get a place where I'm like me, I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna do law anymore." So now who am I? If I'm
Yeah.
not the guy pursuing law school, if I'm not trying to be this lawyer, now who am I? So
Yeah.
if you diversify your interests, if you diversify your investments
Yep.
and the time that you put into other things, then it's like, "Oh, I'm an actor,
Mhm.
I'm a designer, I'm a lawyer,
Mhm.
I'm all these different things. I'm not just one thing." And I feel like
Yeah.
when you take yourself outside the box and you're like, "I'm not gonna let the world box me in to be like this one person."
Yeah.
Like think about like people maybe from community that think like, okay, I'm a street guy,
Mm.
or oh, I'm like they identify with the position versus like being who they are. Like
Yeah.
you're a loved person, you're someone's son, you're so many different things,
Yeah.
but then you only identify with the one thing.
Yeah.
It's like my career choice, or
That's a fact.
like, oh, I'm a basketball player now. I finished college, and who am I now? You know what I mean? Like that identity that people like, oh, this is who I am, but like now who am I? It's like you're always working towards who you're gonna be.
Yeah.
So diversify yourself, your
Fact.
portfolio,
Facts.
you know?
That's so I'm so glad you mentioned that too, like, even thinking about, like, oh, like, you're, like, a father or a mother or a sister or a sibling or whatever it may be, like, there's so many other parts of your identity that sometimes when you kinda cloud your judgment just to hone in on one thing, you miss, like, the other parts that make you you, and you
Mhm.
also miss, like, other hidden ways that you can maybe tap into some talents or other experiences as well.
100%. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, sometimes you need to hone in and
Oh,
focus
facts,
on stuff
lock in on
because
stuff.
I know I got super spearheaded in like Trev clothing and I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, this is the main thing, this is what I'm gonna do, this is da 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 da. And when you put the blinders on, there's so many opportunities that you like overlook
Yeah.
that could like help you on the journey. And it's like, yeah, I
Mhm.
blundered, I made a few mistakes, but that's part of the journey. And as you
Yeah.
get older, as you get wisdom, you look back like, oh, I could have did this better.
Mhm.
But that enables you to give advice to other people to do
True.
things better. But then also when the next time it comes for you, you got more of a eye open to be like, okay, this is
True.
what I got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's important.
I also believe too, I don't know about you, but in, like, the butterfly effect as well, because sometimes you'll look back on something and you'll be like, "Oh, man, like, I should have done this or I should
Hmm.
have done that," but then part of me is also like, you can give that advice to other people and be like, "Hey, like, I would have done this differently," but you also wouldn't be where you're at
Yeah, 100%.
without
So
making
that
those
makes me
decisions.
think like if everything worked out for you,
Mhm.
you wouldn't have built that character, you wouldn't have built that integrity, you wouldn't have had to choose to be that strong person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think about it all the time. Like if I had all the money in the world, what would I be doing?
Mm.
I'd be doing what I'm doing now because I enjoy what I'm doing. Like
Yeah.
even if I had all the money, it's like I would probably do it in a much larger capacity,
Yep.
but I would still be doing it because this is what I enjoy doing. This is what I'm aligned with. And sometimes having your back against the wall or having no other choice but to do something,
Mhm.
it allows you, it reveals to you like what you actually enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, cause I didn't know that I love doing community work
Mhm.
until I started doing community work.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh shoot, like this is this
It's what
fills up
work
my
is
cup.
about,
Yeah.
you know?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, what else would I be doing if I wasn't doing community work? It's like, what is life without community?
Yeah.
You know, like what is the point of me living? Like, cause the community could be the family, the community could be the community,
Mhm.
and the community could be Nova Scotia,
Yeah.
could be Canada, it could be the world, and then just
Right.
connecting with people with the shared things of like blackness, of the interest of clothing, the interest of modeling, the
Mhm.
interest of medicine,
Yeah.
and it's like You know, you never know where it's gonna take you.
You never know, man. Yeah. No, it's really important, So, yeah, finding your purpose. I think that also ties back to what you were saying as well. All those things that ties back to like finding your purpose.
Yeah, I think this episode might have to be called Purpose, Confidence.
Yeah, facts. Like it's the same theme. You see what's it's the same theme that keeps going up on that one. Yeah. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to our Feature Friday podcast. And just wanted to make sure that you guys are connected on all platforms. So, wherever you're tuning in, maybe even leave us a 5-star review.
If you're watching on YouTube, hit like and subscribe.
And on our social medias as well, you can follow us at ANS Lab or at African Nova Scotian Youth Lab as well on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We got the whole mumble jumble. It'll be in our link tree in our bio.
Don't forget to enter our contest that we have in each episode.
And the way to enter that contest will be sprinkled throughout our episodes, so make sure that you're listening and paying attention.
Each episode may be different, but comment below wherever you are.
And if you don't use social media and you're one of those people, you can even reach out to us by email at anslab@onenorthend.com.
The details are in the episode description.
And last but not least, we want to make sure that we get you guys connected to our resource, our network of resources, the Grapevine newsletter. So to get subscribed, you can check the link in our bio and subscribe yourself. But if you're not that tech savvy, you can also email us at anslab@onenorthend.com and we can get you hooked up.
We'll see you on the next episode.
See you next month.
Let's get it.
Feature Friday. Friday.
What's your favorite thing about Fridays?
That's a good question.
The features.